Welcome back to Blue Zone Homestead. Today we are making Homestead Turkey Soup with seasonal ingredients from the garden. So I have processed the turkey yesterday. We've made all sorts of goodness with the meat, and today I am ready to make a soup. So if you're interested, you are welcome. We are going to the garden, let's see what's ready to pick, what we can put to our soup. What I am doing in here, I've picked these mixed basil leaves from the polytunnel a couple of days ago now, and that's been drying on my aga in this cookie tray. And this is now bone dry, so I'm just crunching it up, take the stems out, I'll discard those, goes to the compost bin, and I'm making basil salt with this basil right here. The turkey soup is now simmering for 5.5 hours. The only thing I've got in here at the moment, water, all the bits from the turkey, what we went through and put in it, and some bay leaf. So I am now ready to put the rest of the ingredients and give another 5 hours simmering. So I'm going to put some onions, parsley, celery, kohlrabi, cabbage. Let's go to the garden and see what else is ready to be companioned in our soup. Let me show you the straw flower. I absolutely love it. Look how beautiful it is when it opens. And there is a whole line to open up very soon. They're quite tall. So I'm not sure if they're gonna need a support. But yeah, I love them. Oh wow. I think this will make an amazing cut flower. Oh, it is a lovely day. I've just done a bee inspection and they are doing fantastic. We've got so much honey, unbelievable. So I wasn't gonna harvest much honey this year, but I think we're gonna have to. So I'm going to harvest some onions, what we're going to put to the soup. I'll try to harvest the onion what hasn't got much to it. You know, when you usually go to seed, and when I cut it in half, I have to remove the stalk bit anyway because it's just not nice. So whatever is left, it's still good. But because I'm going to discard end of the cooking process of the soup the onion is there for flavor, and the skin gives a lovely color for the soup. So that's the plan. I show you what I mean. So I've chosen these two. They're not super huge, and I know when I cut in them, you know, because of these try to go to seed scenario, they will have the stalk inside. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut the top and end off, peel the one layer and leave the rest, and we're just going to put this in a soup. So I can't pass this and not show you. I am so proud of this flower bed, what we've done together. Sown seeds in March, planted out a couple of months later, and now in July it's in full bloom and it's looking amazing. So what I do when I come out every day, if I see the flowers gone to seed or over, I'm just going to remove it, so that will encourage the plant to give us even more flowers. When I'm ready to collect some seed, I will leave these, and eventually this inside bits, they are the seeds now. So that will turn brown, dry out, and that's where we would harvest the cosmos seeds from. But I'm gonna show you that later in the year. So these are the seeds, but at the moment these are green, so they are not ready. They are so beautiful. Oh, wow. I do admire every day. So same thing with the calendula as well. I remove the calendula head, so that will encourage. Smells so good. So the seeds are actually inside there. So these are the seeds, but they still green. So they're not ready yet. Let's harvest some kohlrabi. We've got some really big ones, needs harvesting. So I'm going to put one, let's harvest two. We put one in a soup and we cook with the other one. Kohlrabi, it's such a healthy brassica. Look! I'm just going to cut the ends off. That's it. And this can go to our basket. Look, all these beautiful sweet peas. They smell absolutely fantastic. Let's pick some and take it to the vase. Let me show you this part of the garden. I love this so much as well. I mean, that pom-pom poppy in the end, it just looks amazing and smells like watermelon. I've not planted those, they just pop back up in different places every year. So, but I do collect seeds, and then if I would like to sow them somewhere, I just sow them. But the zinnia, it's quite high up now. And the more flowers come in, so if we would harvest these top ones, that would encourage the plant to be even bushier. Well, I'm thinking about doing, but it's so pretty when I come out to the garden that I think I like it here. And the celery leek, beetroot is doing really well. And all these hollyhocks or marshmallow we've planted in here, they are doing now so fantastic. I think I'm going to harvest this cabbage. I wasn't planning it, but because it's looking perfect and because we need some cabbage leaves to our turkey soup, I've decided to go for it. And I've also have another plan. I think we are going to make cabbage pasta. So look at this. We've only sowed the seeds in the spring and it's only beginning of July and we are already harvesting this gorgeous cabbage. Oh, I'm really chuffed with it. So some of them go to the chickens, goats, turkey soup, and with the rest we are making a delicious pasta dish. Okay. The basket is now getting full, so we've got 2 kohlrabi, onion, the lovely sweet peas and the cabbage. I like to do this job outside, so not to bring all into the kitchen and process it there and bring it out back again. So, let's go! This basket smells absolutely fantastic. Because of these sweet peas. Let me just think what else we need for that soup. Our parsley and celery. Let's have some parsley. Celery, we've got celery in between these tomatoes. I remember growing celery in between the tomatoes last year and done so well, so that's why I've decided to do it again this year. And I am doing a new variety and it looks so pretty. I think it's called something bright. I'll mention it in a minute. Bright Light, I think it's called. It's got such a lovely pink stalk. And so far we have got a little bit of a slug damage, but not too bad. Look how beautiful this Bright Light celery stalk is. That's gorgeous. Smells so good, this sweet pea. Let's put in the vase. And I'm going to just wash these vegetables and can put them in the soup. So I have decided to put all of the celery stalks and the green beets to the soup, quite a few of the cabbage leaves. The rest of the cabbage we make cabbage pasta as well today together. With the kohlrabi, I've used the one whole kohlrabi in a soup, just chopped it up a bit, and the other one we made like a side cabbage salsa with. And these 2 onions, I just chopped it in quarter, I think, and I've put them in the soup as well. What I've done with the parsley, I just bunched them up with a little bit of a string and put them in whole. It's just easier to remove and process, because this soup has been simmering on the stove for me for 12 hours. Most of the things, in there, it's really, really soft and just easy to take them out. They don't fall apart while we're taking them out of the soup. This cabbage tastes so good, sweet and delicious and crunchy. I think that would make lovely kimchi as well. Right, the soup now has been cooking for very close to 7 hours for me. At the moment, still water, meat and the bay leaf in here. So now we are ready to put the rest of the ingredients. Kohlrabi. I've chopped up 1 kohlrabi, peeled and chopped. Cabbage leaf. Celery. And the parsley. Celery stalk, onion. Also, I am adding teaspoons of smoked paprika powder, salt and pepper, tomato powder with salt, fennel and oregano, and that can all go in together. Already smells gorgeous. Let's have a taste test of this beautiful love heart-shaped Victoria sponge sandwich. I think this worked out so well. Let's just cut a bit of it and try. I have just put the sponge in those little love heart-shaped mold, and I've just done the same with the double cream with some icing sugar and some strawberry jam in the middle, and decorated it with some milk chocolate chip and strawberry on the top. Let's try. It smells gorgeous. now. Just such a lovely touch. Anybody's birthdays or anything, celebrations. It's just lovely. I think we're gonna do this more often from now on. So good. The turkey soup is now simmering for 12 hours, so I'm going to take it off the heat and have a taste test. Okay, I'm on my next project to making the cabbage. I've tried to make, I'll tell you what's happened here. In my food processor, I've got the blender and then I've got all those other attachments, shredding, different slices, shredders. So I forgot to change the blade and I've put the whole cabbage through it and it literally cut it so tiny. So I was hoping to make a coleslaw, but unfortunately it looked a bit more like a salsa liquidy thing. So I put onion in it, I think the kohlrabi and the cabbage. So it made actually something new by mistake, but it's delicious and I've used it as a side for meat dishes or any dishes. Really, I would do, I think, but never mind. Next time, make sure I change the attachment and then it'll make a lovely coleslaw. Right, I've got a broad bean project going on as well. So I think I'm just boiling some water and I'm going to blanch those broad beans we've harvested a couple of days ago. And I'll show you a trick how easy to make, to peel the broad beans. So I've got already ready a big bowl, not a big bowl, you know, a glass bowl with lots of ice in it and ice cold water. And as soon the water starts boiling, I'm just going to put the broad beans in for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then take it out, drop it in the cold water, leave it there for 10 minutes, and honestly you will see how easy that outer skin will come off it. Literally just peels off on its own. It is sitting right there now in ice cold water. I'll show you in a minute. But at the moment I'm taking the deals off the stalks. That's gonna be part of our cabbage salsa side as well. And just process the cabbage now. The end bit will go to the animals. And let's make the delicious cabbage pasta. I've put the pot back, so I'm boiling water again. What I'm doing now, I'm going to boil the pasta noodles in that water. And I think I'm gonna do 2 different noodles. I'm gonna do the noodles for the chicken soup as well as noodles for the pasta cabbage dish as well. So I have decided to process quite a few onions. So I needed onion to the soup, I need onions to the pasta cabbage. I'm going to saute the onion in lard and then we're going to put the cabbage in it. And we're also going to use up the onions for the cabbage slaw. Here it is what I've just done. And you see the blender I'm using instead of the shredder. So there was a little chunky bits left, but most of it is just, I just gone a bit too far. I wasn't paying attention. But never mind, it's no waste, we still eat it. And it really tastes delicious, really. Okay, I've decided to add a bit of peas. We shelled the peas as well together not long ago, and we're still having so much lovely peas. I'm always snacking on them every time I go to the garden. It's just lovely. The water is now ready, so we are adding the pasta. I'm keeping my homemade dried pasta sometimes in shoebox like that. So, getting all the onions ready. We're using onions in a cabbage pasta. I've used 2 whole onions because I like when it's loads of onions in that cabbage pasta. So I just sauteed the onions in lard, about a tablespoon of lard, the 2 onions, and after it's gone nicely translucent, we are adding the shredded cabbages. I've cut the cabbage today by hand, and that will cook down really. I put salt and pepper on it, bit of sugar, and it honestly tastes divine. I really enjoy it. I'm only having cabbage pasta this time of the year when it's cabbage available from the garden. Checking on those pasta, give it a good stir. And now I'm going to put the lard in the frying pan. Just taking the middle out. And it's gone to flour. I've tried the onion. It's so sweet first, and then goes a bit spicy. It was delicious. I couldn't help it. And it's really good for us. Okay, we've got plenty of onions there. Now goes to the pan. Put the lid on and leave it for 10 minutes to saute while we are getting ready with other jobs. I'm putting homemade mayonnaise on that slaw and a bit of sour cream, both homemade. This one is actually, it's got dill in it. Dill homemade mayonnaise, so good. And a goat's sour cream. And it really turned out delicious. Just tidy up what we won't need now. And I'm showing you here and trying, testing the broad beans. I love it. Tastes like pistachio, so delicious. And it honestly just slips out of, literally the skin just slips between my fingers, and the inside broad bean just honestly just pops out. It only took me about 10 minutes to peel that bowl of broad beans. Checking on everything, all good. Soon that pasta is done. I'm just changing water and I'll do the pasta noodle for the soup as well. I'm also planning to pressure can in pint jars some of this turkey soup, turkey broth really, because I'm going to strain it, so I'm only going to can the broth. I've got quite a few quart jars, but sometimes if the recipe calls for a little bit of broth, I always have to open the whole quart jar and just sits in the fridge, and I have to come up with a recipe to use up, although I know you can just drink it. But I thought it was going to be convenient to can some in pint jars, so we're going to do that this week. Just processing the cabbage now. I'm also taking the outer leaves off, what comes off nice and whole, because very soon, probably next couple of days, we are going to make stuffed cabbage and stuffed peppers, what is my absolute favorite. We got so many peppers ready now. So I thought, yeah, and the minced meat from the turkey meat, that's just gonna be perfect-ish. So just added the cabbages now, and I do the next lot. Cover it and give it a good stir. Season it with salt and pepper. I've used tablespoons of brown sugar, give it a good sweet taste, and the white pepper gives a very good spiciness. I am cutting up some of the leftover turkey breast, and I'm going to marinate it in homemade buttermilk and salt and pepper in a fridge overnight, and tomorrow we are going to make popcorn chicken, popcorn turkey with chips. Also, I've got another project going on. It's my mother-in-law's birthday this week, so I've made her a lovely Victoria sponge birthday cake. So I'll be just taking them out of the oven now. So I've got some buttermilk, salt and pepper, and this gives just like a good flavor, that extra flavor, and the turkey breast is just gonna be softer. Give it a good stir, put it in a fridge. And our pasta cabbage is now ready. So I'm gonna give that a good stir, have a taste test, and let's see if we need any more seasoning. And I'm going to serve this with a good dollop of goat's sour cream on the top. Right, this is our cabbage pasta, and let's dish up and have a taste test together. It smells divine and it tastes delicious. Right, let's have a taste test. The cabbage pasta with some sour cream. Sweet from the sugar. Pasta is just perfect. We cooked it perfect. And the spiciness from the pepper. Lovely. Most of the cabbage pasta now, it's nearly gone. It was so good. And my mother-in-law's cake is ready too. Happy birthday. Let's make the basil salt next. I'm using 1/3 cup of that dried mixed basil leaves. And we're going to mix this together with a 1/3 cup of Celtic salt. Nice and flaky salt. 1/3 cup. And our basil salt is done. I'm going to give it a good mix. Like this plastic lid. A good mix. And we just carry on filling this jar with the produce from the garden. So make sure I label this basil salt. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today, and see you very soon. Bye friends!